Welcome to a future that feels like science fiction yet breathes closer with every passing heartbeat, where artificial intelligence stands at the doorway of human biology, quietly watching patterns we cannot see. Imagine a world where illness no longer arrives as a surprise, where pain is not a sudden visitor but a preventable shadow that fades before it forms. The idea of AI predicting every disease before it begins is not merely about technology, it is about rewriting the emotional story of humanity, replacing fear with foresight and uncertainty with calm anticipation. Picture AI listening to the silent language of your body, reading the subtle signals hidden inside blood chemistry, heart rhythms, sleep cycles, genetic codes, and even your daily habits. Long before symptoms appear, these intelligent systems could notice tiny irregularities, whispers of imbalance that no human doctor could ever catch alone. A future illness would no longer scream for attention, it would be gently flagged, quietly understood, and carefully stopped in its tracks. The most fascinating aspect is how prevention would become more powerful than treatment. Hospitals would transform from emergency zones into centers of guidance and long-term wellness. Instead of rushing patients through corridors of crisis, doctors would sit beside them, explaining risks that may emerge years ahead and how simple changes today could completely erase them tomorrow. Healthcare would finally shift from reaction to protection, saving lives before they are ever threatened. AI's predictive power could also end the era of one-size-fits-all medicine. Every human body is a universe of its own, and AI would map that universe with astonishing precision. Treatments, diets, exercise routines, and mental health strategies would be tailored specifically to each individual. Medicine would no longer be generic, it would be deeply personal, crafted with the understanding that no two lives follow the same biological script. There is something profoundly emotional about parents knowing their child's future health risks early enough to change them. Genetic conditions that once felt like destiny could be rewritten through timely care, lifestyle adjustments, or early therapies. Families would no longer wait in fear for inherited diseases to surface, they would face the future with knowledge, preparation, and hope. Mental health, often misunderstood and detected too late, could finally receive the attention it deserves. AI could identify early behavioral, neurological, and emotional patterns that signal depression, anxiety, or cognitive decline long before they become overwhelming. Silent suffering would no longer remain invisible, and help would arrive not after collapse, but before the mind begins to fracture. The economic impact would be revolutionary. Nations spend trillions treating advanced diseases that could have been prevented at a fraction of the cost. With AI prediction, healthcare systems could redirect resources toward education, research, and innovation. A healthier population would mean stronger productivity, longer working lives, and a global economy driven by wellness instead of recovery. Yet this future also raises powerful ethical questions that cannot be ignored. Who controls this knowledge? How do we protect personal health data from misuse? Knowing what disease might appear in the future could be empowering for some and terrifying for others. Society would need new laws, new moral frameworks, and new forms of trust to ensure that prediction never becomes discrimination or fear. Doctors would not be replaced, they would be elevated. AI would become a silent partner, handling oceans of data while human professionals focus on empathy, judgment, and care. The bond between doctor and patient could deepen, as conversations shift from, "What is wrong now?" to, "How do we protect your tomorrow?" Imagine a world where outbreaks are stopped before they spread, where AI detects unusual patterns across cities, climates, and populations. Pandemics could be identified in their earliest moments, not through panic, but through prediction. Global health would become proactive, coordinated, and intelligent.
This technology could even redefine aging itself. By predicting age-related diseases early, AI could help humans live not just longer, but healthier lives. Aging would no longer be synonymous with decline but with sustained strength, clarity, and independence. The fear of growing old would soften into confidence and preparation. Still, the human choice would remain central. Prediction does not force destiny, it offers direction. AI could show the road ahead, but walking it would always be our decision. Lifestyle changes, discipline, and responsibility would become more meaningful, as people realize their daily choices truly shape their future health. Perhaps the most powerful change would be psychological. Living without the constant fear of sudden illness would transform how humans think, plan, and dream. People would take bolder steps, invest in longer goals, and build lives with deeper confidence, knowing their bodies are being quietly watched over by intelligence that never sleeps. If AI could predict every disease before it starts, humanity would not become immortal, but it would become wiser. We would no longer wait for suffering to teach us lessons. Instead, we would listen early, act early, and live better. This future is not about machines taking over life, it is about intelligence, human and artificial together, protecting life before it ever needs saving. This future would also change how children are educated about their own bodies. Health would no longer be a boring subject taught in textbooks, it would become a living, evolving story tied directly to each student's well-being. Young minds would grow up understanding how sleep, food, stress, and emotions shape their future health, guided by AI insights that make responsibility feel empowering rather than restrictive. Workplaces would be transformed as well, shifting from environments that silently damage health to spaces designed for long-term vitality. AI systems could warn organizations when stress levels, fatigue patterns, or environmental factors are quietly pushing employees toward illness. Productivity would no longer come at the cost of well-being, and success would be measured not only in profit but in the health of the people creating it. Even remote and underserved regions could experience a healthcare revolution. With AI-powered prediction tools accessible through basic digital devices, early disease detection would no longer be limited to advanced hospitals or wealthy nations. Villages, small towns, and isolated communities could receive life-saving insights without traveling great distances, narrowing the gap between global health inequalities. Human relationships with time itself would begin to shift. When the future becomes more predictable, people stop rushing blindly and start planning wisely. Life decisions like careers, marriage, travel, and family would be made with deeper awareness, as health uncertainties fade into manageable knowledge rather than unpredictable fear. Ultimately, this vision is not about eliminating illness entirely, but about restoring control to humanity. AI would act as a guardian of possibility, not a ruler of fate. By revealing what may come, it would give people the greatest gift science can offer: